off this class with a special presentation that I'm calling Ignite Anthropology 103. Okay? So this is a special format that was devised by a couple of high-tech guys in Seattle. And it's actually not high-tech, but it is sort of like there's a certain performance element to it. So I'm going to go through this timed show and try to welcome you in a special way to the class. We're going to go over the syllabus. We're going to take a short syllabus quiz. But with this, I would like to introduce you to the class and welcome you to the class because introduction to archaeology might seem like sort of a strange choice to some of you who are going into business or engineering or nursing or some of these very practical applied fields. But archaeology is a really amazing subject. I'd like to make you a series of promises. My first promise is we're going to be talking about what kinds of questions archaeologists ask. Some of you might be thinking, archaeology, what is that? I get that a lot. I see a lot of dinosaur faces. Actually, archaeology is not about dinosaurs. Archaeology is a scientific field. We're going to be clarifying what science is. There's a lot of discussion in the political sphere about science and how useful it is or is not. Climate change, all these kinds of things, evolution, come under the purview of science. Along with that, we're going to talk about the basics of archaeological field practice. What do archaeologists do? We go out, we dig. You guys have probably seen us dig a lot. There's a lot of work that comes in front of the digging. There's the digging itself, and there's after the digging. We're going to talk about all of those. You guys are going to create some amazingly cool maps. I know they're going to be cool. I just can tell they're going to be awesome. Using forensic techniques to create maps of activity areas in your own lives. They're going to be so much fun. It's one of my favorite things to do. You've seen that on the syllabus. We're going to show some of the more recent discoveries, the kinds of things that archaeologists find when we dig down and find the secret things that may have been laying underground for tens of years, hundreds of years, thousands of years, millions of years. I'm going to cover a lot of territory in terms of time depth in this class. In terms of age, we're actually going to calculate the ages of some of the items that are typically found underground. How old is it? That's a really important question for archaeologists. We deal in the past. That's really important. You'll be using some analytical skills. There are puzzling questions, controversial questions that you can actually apply your mind to even as an undergraduate in an introductory class. We're going to go through some puzzling, intriguing cases in archaeology for you. We're going to talk about some mistakes. Archaeologists are scientists. Scientists are very good at making mistakes. We make lots of mistakes. Making mistakes is how we learn. Many of you think about scientists having white lab coats and learning how to, do medical advances or things that actually we have to be right about. But science in its purest form is about being wrong. So you're going to laugh at some of our mistakes. The best thing about being wrong is that we learn from our mistakes. Science is about constantly testing, about a cycle of learning. So it's not about being right all the time. It's about being wrong sometimes. Okay? We're going to be connecting our cultures with ancient ecosystems. Right? We've been on this earth for a long time. As we know, we've created a lot of havoc and change in Earth's ecosystems. I don't even know what this stuff is made out of, right? I mean, we are in a classroom filled with materials that do not exist in nature. We've modified this Earth a lot. I'm going to talk about some of the newest breakthroughs in archaeological science and paleoanthropological science, because there's so much stuff happening so fast in archaeology, it's actually kind of hard for me to keep current. I'm going to talk a little bit about jobs. There actually are jobs in archaeology, contrary to what people might think, contrary to what my dad told me when I said I was going into archaeology. He was very upset. But I hung in there and I actually do have a job. I've had several jobs in archaeology. We can talk about those and feel free to talk to me separately during office hours if you're interested in a career in archaeology. You're going to learn how to learn in new ways. Okay? I hope in this class I'm not going to be filling you with content so much as putting you in the mood to learn more when you're outside of the class. That's what I would really prefer to do. It's about history. It's about science. We're going to talk a lot about evolution in this class. Evolution in the broadest possible sense, change through time. Archaeology is all of these things. We will be talking about people, societies, ecosystems, and climate. How we affect the world we live in, We're doing it now. We've been doing it for a long time. How did we get here? How are we going to move forward into the future? Being in mainland China, I saw some incredible evidence for climate change there. It's very obvious. How did we get here from where we were? Where did we come from? What are our deepest roots? Who are we as a people? Who were our most ancient ancestors? And where might we be going? Archaeology can help us maybe project some of that, okay? One of the most important things to me personally is interacting with the descendants of people who created the archaeological record, who lived here in North America in the ancient past. So what's at stake for Native peoples is a huge, huge deal to me. We'll talk a lot about that, about inheritance, repatriation, and some of these issues. This is all archaeology, right? Archaeology is huge. It's vast. Archaeology is millions of years and the entire planet. I want to welcome you to this class. I hope you have a wonderful experience in here, and I look forward to getting to know all of you. Okay? And that is my Ignite presentation.